at my friend Chris's place. I slept here last night. And it was a good spot. It was pretty quiet. Anyway, what I'm doing is he's invited me to take his dandelions out of the back. So he's going to be redoing the whole backyard of his place at this place. He's building this nice suite for people to come and stay at, and he's going to re-landscape the back a little bit. So he just said if there's any dandelions back there I can just dig them up. Those are not for the dandelions. I just offered to do this to him, but this thing here is just kind of like just to level this out. So it involves pulling this up, breaking down all the rocks, get it level, and then putting that all back down. So that's something I can do for the dandelions. And the dandelions, what I'm going to do is dig up some of these roots because they're really, really good. And this is a pretty clean spot to find dandelions. It's going to be easy to pull them up, and yeah, since he's re-landscaping all this back here, it's going to be a nice little trade-off. There we go. Gloves. I pulled this out of the ocean the other day, so I figured I'd give it to these guys.
Yeah, I'll take that, man.
There you go.
I love blowing bubbles.
I found it floating in the ocean.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, and I was like,
I like that.
Yeah,
Thanks,
cheers. Go. This is the tool that I've got. It's just a really pointy spade, and the idea with this is that it's going to go down into the earth right beside it. There's like, I'm already running into a few rocks, and all you're doing is just loosening it up around the plant, and the pointiness allows you to get down pretty deep with the idea of being able to trying to wiggle this guy out. Here we go. This guy had a pretty big taproot, but broke off right there. But this is still pretty good here. There's a lot there. When I pick dandelions like this, I leave the top of the plant on just so I can definitely identify it. I did pull a couple out that weren't dandelions. When I find those, I'll get rid of those.
Walmart, you gonna be here for a bit?
Well, it's perfect timing. I'm gonna hit the road.
Oh yeah, cool, man.
Yeah. Do you guys want to take some of these?
I love it.
Yeah, dude. All right, see you later.
Yeah, it sounds good. Thanks again.
Yeah, we'll be in touch. We'll go for a dive or something soon like that.
Tomorrow. I think today I should be able to get everything done.
Yeah, I gotta go and film and do more work today.
Yeah, it
so.
sucks, man. It's freaking nice out, but
I know.
priorities, man. Priorities.
Yeah, all good.
Right.
Thanks,
Catch
man.
you later.
Man, it's hot. All right, guys, I'll meet you back at the shop. I'm just gonna fuel up and drive down there, and then we're gonna finish up with these dandelions. I got something to share with you over there that I'm pretty excited about. I love these. Hang on, I'm gonna get all of this off and then we'll take a better look at it. Alright, so what this thing is it's a food dehydrator. I got an email from this company called clickmycart.com wanting to do a brand deal with me. And they were like, we got this barbecue. Would you be interested in checking it out, doing a review? And I'm like, guys, I live in a van. I don't really have a use for a barbecue. But I did go on their website and I saw that they had food dehydrators. And food dehydrators was something that I wanted for this shop because I wanted to do some wild food crafting. So I said, send me one of those. And they said, all right. So this is it. All right, so the way this works is I just do a little promo for them, and here you are. This is the London Sunshine website where you can get one of these food dehydrators. Got this black one right here, the 8-tray one. And if you want this thing, guys, just stick it in your cart and you know. Do you need one of these things? Absolutely. You definitely need one of these things. If you don't have one, you should definitely have one of these things. Put it in your cart, discount code Joseph. It gets you 10% off. Product links for this are also down below. They ship to anywhere in the US and Canada. And you can also get all of this on clickmycart.com. That's all in the description down below as well. Anyway, that's it. Let's get back to it. I'm pretty excited to have this for the shop. It's pretty dope. Okay, I got all the little things off. It took me a little while, but other than that, it's pretty good. It's stainless steel, but it's got a black coating on it. So I guess that's the reason for that. And it's gonna match the freezer too, so that's pretty slick though. And I love that the cord is not attached to it either. That's really nice. To be totally honest with you guys, I've never had one of these before, but the idea is that we're gonna do the dandelion roots right now in it. And this thing is gonna be good for drying out kelp and whatever else that I forage for. Some berries and stuff is just to make things a little lighter weight and take a little bit more food on the road for longer trips and whatever, just stuff like that. It's just that kind of thing.
Attachment theory. This is a theory that was developed in the 1950s by John Bowlby, an English psychiatrist, and Mary Ainsworth, an American psychologist, who conducted extensive studies into the relationship between a mother and her child. Okay,
I got all the roots cleaned and ready to go. So what I did is I just cut off the ends there, so they're like that. And I guess at this point we're just gonna load up some trays and get this thing on. And I washed these so they're ready to go. So I'm just gonna get this all situated. Cool, man, that looks pretty good. Let's try 2 hours. That thing over there is still going, but it's nice to get this poncho done. It's going to be lighter weight, a little bit better than the one that I currently have. And the hood's not my favorite hood, but you know, kind of has this overlap, but that's just how I did it. Not 100% happy with it, but it's better than what I had, and that's good. And it didn't cost me anything, just some of my time. So that's good. Figured I'd do a little cardboard run, so I went down to John's shop and I grabbed a bunch of stuff from him, and here we are. It's getting darker outside. That is a rainy day project, I'd say. That thing's pretty dope. Can't wait to try that. But let's talk about this. I've been munching on these apples. They're quite delicious. And there's still a little, you know, there's still a little bit of moisture in there. But for the most part, these are pretty dry. And the green bananas, they did really well. They're just like, they just snap. And they're super dry. And the peppers, well, they're getting there. They're pretty close to being crispy. And the dandelion roots down here in the bottom are actually doing pretty good. I was quite surprised, but they're getting there. That's pretty dry though. Like that's almost enough to run through a blender and powderize it. I'm gonna leave them be overnight. Check them in the morning. One more time, and we'll go with that. But these guys are, they're still pretty good to nibble on. They're just a little dry, but they still taste like a dandelion root. Nice and bitter. Most of you guys wouldn't even like dandelions, I don't think, but Louise is gonna try it out too. We were talking about it. And she's gonna get some yams and dry them out for the dogs, and that'll be fun for those guys. This buoy, by the way, it's more like a mini boat, and I don't know, but this mini boat was a product sample that Keon got when he was doing his manufacturing for his Immenso diving products. The fins, this catch bag, the wetsuit. Anyway, they were gonna go with one of these, but Kian was telling me that around here it displaces so much water that it's not super practical for the amount of current that we get, and he didn't want to go with this for his business. So he's got some other floats that are really cool, but this one here intrigued me quite a bit because I was thinking I could set it up just like that, have my water bottle in there. I got a crab caliper in there. There's a GoPro stick attached to it. There's a bit of rope. I actually took this cord off of one of the crab traps that I kept up on the roof of my van. So I took them down and I took the cord off of one of them and I put it on this. Just rigged it with a little one of these clips, like from Scotty Fishing or something. A thing on there for a fish stringer, and then that's attached to the crab caliper. There's a little dry bag in there that I can put a phone or something like that in there. Right now I've got a marine strobe in there, and it holds a spear gun. And I was looking for a spot to put Rich's knife on here. I don't know where it would fit, if it'll fit anywhere. But another thought I had is maybe putting it on the inside of my van on a door, like screwing this thing to the wall and just having this as a quick release and use it in the van. But I'm not sure. I might use that for like some of the diving. It is a little bit bulkier than my diving knife that I've got. So I'll show you the one that I have. This one's also from Immenso Diving, but it's pretty slim and small compared to this one. So I think for the most part I'm going to dive with this one still, and it's got a little measurement on there for measuring crabs. It's not as good as the actual calipers, which is that blue thing that's in there, but you can put the point on the shell of the crab and then measure out to one of those spots. This one's also extremely sharp like that, which makes it very good for dispatching fish when you catch fish with said spear gun over there. Whereas this one is a little more stout. It's a longer blade too, quite a bit. But I think this would be like a lot better for more robust work in the ocean than this. So I think, that being said, I might just keep this for those more robust things, like maybe cleanup dives, or if I'm doing something where I'm getting a clam or something like that off the bottom, this might be better for that. Whereas this is more meant for just braining fish, really, and maybe cutting a line in emergency or something like that. So anyway, food for thought. And the fan just went off on that. I'm gonna come back in the morning. We'll check that out. Oh yeah, I'm still gonna fold it, but it kind of breaks. Yeah, those turned out really well. And there's the dandelion roots. I'll grab this big guy. Oh yeah, that is good and dry. Don't recommend eating them that way, but you can reconstitute them later. Well, that's pretty awesome, man. Oh yeah. It's definitely a rainy day project, or at least setting the timer and then coming back to it later. My next adventure is going to involve this thing. I'm taking it out and going on a swim. And maybe I'll bring this thing here with me too. Do some fishing. I've been itching to get out and do something like that. So stay tuned. And that's it. That's all I got for you in this particular one. It does feel pretty good to be back on the island as well. I'm kind of slowly getting set up in here to deal with more wild food crafting stuff, and it's coming along, and it's really nice. There's a few other things on my wish list, but I'm just, I gotta take time with this sort of thing. And if a brand deal comes around where it's one of those items, then that's awesome, because that was one of those things that was on my list. And this came up and I was just like, yeah, let's do it. So I'm excited to use it for future recipes. And if you got any ideas, you got some really cool stuff that maybe you tried out and you want to share with me, please share it in the comments below. We'll see, it might be something that I do later on when it's raining, or when it's just, it's downtime. I'm working here on other stuff, so we'll see. There we go. Green banana powder. Pancake seems like a good idea. I'm gonna save that for pancake. This is perfect. You know what else that's gonna be good for? Is mushrooms during the mushroom season. Like if I do some morel picking and that kind of thing, that'll be great.